What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video on Charleston Car Videos. Today we are actually going to be getting the chance to look at a Dodge Challenger. You know, the Challengers are super popular all over America right now. It just seems like about any person wants a Challenger at some point or another. Kids love them, my son loves them, and I even like them too. I mean, they just look good. They got that beefy kind of big muscle car look, right? Now today's video is a little different though, right? We're going to be actually taking a look at a base model, the entry level version of a Dodge Challenger, and then on top of that we're going to be looking at one that's a 2010, so we're talking 9 years old. So I want to see how the condition of a Dodge Challenger has held up over the past 9 years, and I want to see, does the V6 and just a base entry model level car like this, is it going to be worth you financing it or paying cash for this, or do you need to bump up and get a higher trim level? Because most people, and actually a buddy of mine owns one of these, but most people are going to want the V8. They're going to want either the Hellcat or the RT version or something, you know, like that. And a lot of people may pass up on buying the V6 model. But one thing I will tell you, if you're a young guy or a young girl wanting a sports car, go try looking and seeing how much car insurance is going to be on a V8 version of this versus a V6. V6 still going to be a little high, but I bet that V8 is going to make your insurance skyrocket, which in most cases is going to stop some people from being able to afford this car altogether. So, with no further ado, let's get the intro started to the video and take a look at the 2010 Challenger base model. Right, everybody, so there's the front of the Challenger. Man, it is definitely really wide, isn't it? I mean, just look how wide it is, and then look how thin it looks right here, almost like a pancake, right? It definitely, on the base model, it could use, you know, some kind of ground effects or something up here to give it a little more beefy look, but it still does have that muscle car look about it. I mean, hey, it's a Challenger, right? So the headlights got the circles going on, which are all working really well. Now, one thing that I think that's actually great about the way Dodge designed this headlight setup here is they kind of hide inside of here, don't they? I mean, look how far this thing actually hangs over those headlight bulbs. I mean, it gets a little bit narrower right up in here, but you'll notice most cars on the road nowadays, their headlights first aren't covered up with an awning like that. And most cars, the headlights are going to be super oxidized and the plastic and everything's just all faded. I mean, this is a 2010 and look at the headlights. They look almost like brand new still. So that's definitely a good thing. It could use a little cleaning right now, and got some rock chips on there and stuff like that. The mileage on this vehicle for a 2010 is actually not bad. It's 143,000 miles, so it could be a lot higher. Definitely still rocking a set of 5 stars on there. Looks like a 17 or maybe an 18-inch wheel, and actually they're 17, so I was right the first time. You got the tires still in pretty good shape. They're not brand spanking new, but you still got rocks in the tread, so you got pretty good tread there. 5 stars, and again, alloys. So, you know, Dodge isn't hooking it up with hubcaps. And I like that the hood still has, you know, these little spots here for air to roll in or roll out, however that would work out for you. We'll pop the hood here in a minute and take a look at the V6. But again, I mean, the body style of the Challenger, even today in 2019, still looks like that. So I actually like that Dodge hasn't really changed it up a whole lot. I mean, how many times has the Ford Mustang since 2010 changed body style? I mean, the front ends of them, the headlights, the taillights, I mean, they just keep switching it up every 3 to 4 to 5 years. The same with the Chevy Camaro, but the Challenger has kept this look. Now, of course, the Camaro and the Mustang still have their look, right? But again, go look at a Challenger right now. It still looks like that right there in the front end. So I like that. And it makes it nice for the consumer, because if you bought a 2010 Now, the average person riding down the road doesn't know it's a 2010. They might think it's a 2016. Who knows? Anyways, let's take a look at the interior. The body's not in bad shape. I love the red. It's definitely nice and sporty. I mean, it does have a few flaws here or there, like the paint's chipping off right there. There's a little, there's like a ding or two on the hood, and the paint is, you know, chipping on there. But that's average stuff going on with a car. You know, the mirrors got some paint chip in there. So again, these are average things that happen with vehicles as they're driving on the road. I mean, if you can get by for the last 9 years with your car and not get a dent, ding, scratch or anything at all, then you're not driving it enough. Or maybe you're just keeping it in a garage all the time and you got super low miles on it. So this lets me know that someone actually drove this car and enjoyed it. Okay, and that's what cars are all about, right? A little road rash ain't gonna hurt you every once in a while. Anyways, you do have power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, you even got power seats. Now I'm gonna show you right now my reasoning on Dodges and Chryslers and things like this on their fit and finish, or maybe even their how they just don't hold up as well as maybe some other brands, okay? And it's just little stuff. I mean, the seats are in good shape, the cloth, okay? Obviously, someone owned the car and smoked cigarettes because there's a cigarette butthole right there, so it doesn't stink inside the car. But anyways, you know, stuff like this. Power seat still works, but hey, the whole thing popped off right there. Let's take a look. Someone definitely did put some busy city miles on her though, because when you got that worn down in there, that actually tells me that either they did a lot of driving in traffic, or a woman was driving the car and she wore heels, and that's where the heel wears into the carpet. So that's a you know, something to pay attention to. Now the dash, 9 years later, looks great. It's not cracked, and it's not really even all that faded, okay? So the dash is doing great on this car, and it's not a hard plastic. It's actually kind of, you can push in on it, which tells me that's great. I mean, that's something that's not gonna crack all up. You know, you don't want a super hard dash in super hot heat. Let's cut the blinkers off for a moment. Someone did add in an aftermarket head unit. Okay, auto connection failed. Let's don't retry that right now. The key goes right in there. No special key, just a regular old key on this one. You got cruise control here and not one lick of buttons at all on your steering wheel. This is basic as they come. Just a plain old rubber steering wheel here. Again, if you want all the fancy stuff, Dodge is going to make you bump up, okay? This is bare bones right here. But if you want a Challenger, you got it right here with this one. 143,505. You just got a tire pressure monitor light there. No check engine lights, which is great. I mean, for the most part, the car actually has held up pretty good. I was thinking to show you all kinds of stuff that might be wrong with it, but I'm actually kind of blown away right now. Not a whole lot of issues. I mean, it does have some hard plastic, but hey, look at this. It's not ripped, it's not torn or anything like that. Opens up, more storage down in there. Cup holders are looking good. Let's go ahead and listen to the motor for a minute and see how it sounds. AC's blowing nice and cold. That's definitely a positive on a hot day like today. Let's rev it up. So you don't get a lot of exhaust sound on this car at all. I mean, all I'm hearing is motor. And then there's the back seat. It definitely is not a whole lot of room back there at all. And you do have oh shit handles above the windows, and you have a spot for sunglass holders, but is already kind of starting to break. So I definitely know, you know, there is some cheap plastic stuff in the cars. But I'm willing to bet money that this car didn't cost probably over $30,000. I would hope not. I mean, what did a base model Challenger cost back in the day? You know, was it over 30 G's for this? Who freaking knows? I don't know. But let's go ahead and pop the hood and see what's going on under there. All right, let's take a look at the V6. It's actually a 3.5 liter, and in 2010, it was pushing factory around 250 horsepower out of this motor. The positive thing with this, 250 actually isn't too bad, but the positives here is a fuel economy. You were getting 26 on the highway and around 18 in the city. So 26 miles per gallon, not too bad. And it probably could get 30 for some people. But a very clean motor bay under here, that's for sure. I mean, look how nice and clean this is. And you know it's already ready for a big old V8 if you want to put one under here. But anyways, that's the V6 3.5. We're going to take the car down the highway here in just a moment. and see how it feels. Y'all ready to do this? Let's do it. All right, everybody, let's hop on the street with this car. You know, something tells me that rear-wheel drive, 250 horsepower, still can be a lot of fun with it. So let's see how she does. You know, I like, it definitely does feel like a heavy vehicle. It's just got that kind of big body muscle feel to it. I don't know if that's just the way my brain thinks, because I'm just so into these Challengers and seeing them on the internet and watching them go down the road, where it's like, wow, man, what a great piece of American machinery. But let's see how it feels. As long as Miss JoJo down here walks out of the street. Hey, Miss JoJo. All right, I don't know if that's her name or not, but let's give it a little punch. Well, kind of a nice soft feel about it. It definitely doesn't have that feel of a sports car really right now when just giving it some gas. And really that's because we don't have a whole lot of exhaust sound and motor sound coming from out of this vehicle too much. Turning radius is nice though. It definitely cuts around the corner here pretty good. I mean, when you hit the gas, it definitely does go. Let's try this again. I mean, it feels like a V6. I mean, there's definitely a huge difference in a V8 and a V6 when it comes to the way it feels and the way it sounds. Anyways, guys, I guess the real question here is, like we talked about in the beginning, you know, if you really want a Challenger that bad, will you go for a V6 to save you a little bit of money on car insurance and price and fuel economy, you know? Or do you do it the right way and just save up and get what you really want? I think you'll be much happier buying what you really want, but hey, there's a lot of people out there that aren't so concerned about horsepower and speed and all that. And there's a lot of people that just want the car because they like the look of it, and they could do without, you know, all the crazy horsepower stuff. Anyways, let's pull it in and park it. It definitely is a very easy car to drive. You know, it's easy to maneuver around. And it definitely could be a lot of fun. And yeah, this definitely seems like a really fun car to own and drive. I mean, we're getting in a tight parking spot, and it's pretty simple to get in here. Not too bad. Don't let me jinx myself. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. If you're a Dodge Challenger fan, get in the comments section. Let me know what you think about them. And so I guess the question really right now is, what is the price of this vehicle? Let's see if we can look it up on our phone and tell you. Oh boy. Let's take a look and see. So far, hold on. Give us 1 minute. Let me pull it up online. We'll take a look. So if this is one you'd like to buy from the dealership or finance it, they're asking $8,500. Put some cash down with it, a couple thousand there, and you could be financing it with no credit check at all. So, you know, no credit, bad credit, whatever kind of credit you got, you could pay it right here to the dealership at Northwoods Auto Sales in North Charleston on Dorchester Road. And again, $8,500 doesn't really sound too bad for a 2010 Challenger with 143,000 miles. Let me know what you think about that. We'll see you soon.